Hello, beautiful, brilliant, bright soul. Stephanie here, Feather Destiny Healing and Coaching, and I hope this message finds you well. I hope that whatever challenges and shifts you're going through right now, that you're moving through them with ease and grace. And I know that things are very interesting for many of us these days, right? They have been for quite a while, but I know that we are on a very adventurous path and there's so much to shift and to heal. And I just want to let you know, first and foremost, thank you for being here with Mother Gaia at this time. Just take a moment to please thank yourself for the work that you're doing, for everything that you've healed and that you're healing, and just celebrate your wins, please, because if we don't do that, this process becomes more difficult and more painful. And just celebrate yourself, celebrate the fact that you're here and that you're doing this work. And I don't even like to call it work, but sometimes it feels like that. And I get it. I'm going through my own challenges and shifts. And so, nothing that is placed in our path is something that we can't handle, okay? We can always move through these challenges and shifts if we choose to, with ease and grace. And myself, I haven't been here for a while. I haven't recorded anything in a while because, again, I'm going through a very, very interesting shift in my own life, and I will share that in divine timing with you all because I feel like it will be helpful for others. And so in time, in divine timing, I love to share that with you. But we're all we're moving through this, and there is no manual. There's no guidebook, okay? We're just being asked to use the tools and the things that we've learned up to this point, and we're going to continue to learn new things to help us with these shifts and these challenges. And I am one of those individuals here who would love to assist my fellow brothers and sisters and help you, clear anything that is blocking you from reaching your highest potential, your highest and best self. And I'm passionate about that. So I will have more services up on my site here, most likely this month. I'm just taking it a day at a time and moving through my challenges and shifts with ease and grace, giving myself ease and grace. I think that's very important that we do that for ourselves, and we allow ourselves to process and rest when we need to. And but sometimes we also need to push ourselves into action. So I'm really excited to be here with you today. And today being a very, very big day, it feels. A lot of folks are talking about the 777 portal. And if you're not familiar with how that number has come about, so today is July 7th, and then you add 2023 together, which equals a 7. So today is a 777 energy. But I am in agreement with my sister Taylor and others who have said, it's not just today. This energy is roundabout today. There's been a buildup to it, I feel, but also after. It's very interesting, and I love seeing all the perspectives out there. Because everybody has a piece to this puzzle, right? Yes, there are some disinformation, fear-mongering agents out there. Don't listen to those folks. I would, if I were you, it's in our highest and best interest to focus on what brings us joy, what expands our heart center, what makes us feel expansive in general and lifted. Because when we lift our energy and our frequency, it has a positive ripple effect everywhere. And I also want to mention too, when you're shifting and when you're going through challenges, if you're wondering if you feeling sadness or if you're feeling hurt or whatever it is you're feeling, allow yourself to feel that, but do not get consumed with worrying about, am I dragging other people down? Okay. We are human beings. And even if we're on even as a light worker, even as a healer, whatever label you want to put on it, we are still human beings and we still need to feel our feelings. There's so many things going on outside of us at any given time, and we're healing so much, so just give yourself some patience and love, and know that it's okay to have those human feelings, feel them, move through them, and then, lift your frequency, lift your energy to whatever makes you feel good, whether it's, my sister Carrie has a wonderful segment in her Patreon where we dance, and dancing lifts your frequency. Walking, being in nature, watching something funny that makes you laugh, whatever it is, okay? Just, whatever makes you feel good, focus on that. But back to what I was saying about 777. So I have always loved numerology. Once numbers started speaking to me, I really started diving into that, and more synchronicities would come up with numbers, and the universe and my team know that if they want to get my attention in the physical, the best way is to send me what's known as an angel number. But essentially every number has an energy behind it. And so if you're drawn to numerology, if you're not, if this is interesting to you, check it out. I think it's just fascinating. And many times numbers will come into my reality when I am thinking of something, okay? And it's my team communicating with me, getting my attention, saying, hey, here's an answer to what you were thinking about. Sometimes that's the fastest way for them to to get a message across. So, have fun with it, and the energy of today and surrounding today, really is, the energy of number 7 is about spirituality and expansion. And it is more, I feel, about expansion for the greater good. And I know we've all been journeying inward, and that we have been taking a lot of time to face our shadows, to, heal traumas, to heal wounds, so that we can be the best versions of ourselves, right? So we've done a lot of inner work, and I feel like that's still important. I don't think that's going away because, as we know, there are multiple layers of the onion of what we are, right? So even if something is coming up to be healed again that we thought we already healed, a lot of times it's because there's another layer there for us to explore and to heal. And if you think about how many years we've been on this planet with Mother Gaia, as much as we'd like to, sometimes not everything is healed immediately. It's a journey. So embrace the journey. But with the energy of number 7, and then today being a 777, I just thought, wow, this is, and over the last couple weeks, actually, with what I've been going through myself and different messages that I've had come in, it's also about shifting our focus to the collective, to how can we help each other? How can we expand in service to others? How can we expand our spiritual awareness to include, for instance, how our energy impacts those around us, right? Now, just because we're sad one day, or just because we're feeling anger, does not mean that, we're negatively impacting everybody around us, okay? Other people around us may feel that energy, and if we stay stuck in it, or if we do what I call a downward spiral, and it gets more intense and you start acting negatively from those emotions, okay, yeah, that does have an impact on others. But allow yourself to just feel what you need to feel, because if we don't, then, these emotions get stuck, and then they are expressed in negative ways. For instance, sometimes if you keep your anger within, and you're just don't want to express it, you just keep it to yourself, you don't let it out in whatever way is healthy for you, then you can just blow up at somebody and they are just like, whoa, they just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So my point is, feel your feelings, but when I'm talking about focusing on the collective, it's more like, how can we be of service to others? How can we be of service to our brothers and sisters and be a part of the solution? I feel like this is what this energy is about, and specifically as well, children, the children on Mother Gaia. And I feel that with all of this focus going inward, that sometimes they get overlooked. And if you're a parent in this lifetime, there's a reason for that, because you were chosen to be a way shower for your child in some form or fashion. And I know that relationships can be complicated, and I know that some may not have a good relationship with their children. Things happen, right? But I think the general energy of what I'm feeling and what I want to bring through today is, how can we be of service to not just our own healing journey, because that does have a positive ripple effect for our children, for our lineage, for the planet, okay? For everybody, it does. But just being conscious, of how can we be of service to children. They need us. If you're a parent, how can we be more present? How can we assist them right now? And so what my intention is today is to bring through some messages from the collective energy of the children. I have some very special helpers, some benevolent, beloved helpers assisting me today, and with this reading. And my intention is just, for us to be aware of these things so that we can help our, the children they're faced with so many challenges too, just because they're little, just because they don't have a job or, what have you. It doesn't mean that they don't feel the intensity of this energy. And especially the children that are coming in now, they're very empathic, they're very in tune, and they feel things intensely, so they need support too. And they need us to hold space for them too, because they are our future, and everything that we do now is impacting the future, so and impacting them positively or negatively, so I feel like this energy of today is about shifting our focus. How can we be of service to this, the collective of the children, but the collective in general as well? Step up, shift our focus outward, and see who needs help, and just do whatever you can do, whatever you're called to do. We can all make an impact in some form or fashion, even if you just smile at somebody, but our children especially, I feel, are really needing us to shift our focus to them and what they need, and not just on a basic necessities level, but on an energetic level as well. So my intention for this reading today is to bring that forward, and just so that they're more supported. And thank you for being here and being open to these messages as well, because I appreciate that. The children appreciate that. And it is just so important that we're here for them and continue to be the best versions of ourselves, because that also shows them, that's also an example to them of how to shift through difficult situations and challenges in a healthy way. And so without further ado, I'm gonna just recenter myself here and start bringing some messages through here. And if you're not familiar with my process, I cleanse and ground and shield my energy every single day. I cleanse and shield my space, my sacred space here, as I'm doing readings as well. And I do not connect to anything or allow anything in my field that is not of the highest order of divine love and light. So everything that comes through is only of the highest order of divine love and light. That is all that's allowed. So just wanted to reiterate that in case you're not familiar with my process here. Okay. So I'm being asked to pull 3 cards. Beautiful. Wow. I'm going to show you each card here, but I'm just blown away right now because every card that I've pulled has this beautiful white pure energy coming through, which is the children, right? Their purity, their innocence, and you just can't make this stuff up. So here we go. The first card is the polar bear, and this is from my Divine Animals Oracle deck. I absolutely love this deck, and I was called to use this deck for this reading today. So what's so interesting again is the energy, the purity that's coming through, and immediately what's coming through from this card is protection. And the children really need us to be present, and in the sense of that they can feel safe with us, that we are present, that we're not distracted, that we're not distracted by, you know, outside things like our phones or, you know, when we're driving. You know, this card just tells me that they really need to feel safe and they really need to feel protected right now, and that we as their parents or as adults here on this planet, it is our responsibility to make sure that they are safe, that they feel safe. And even if you're in a situation where a child is not yours, but they are clearly in a very, very dangerous situation, you know, use your discernment. I'm not recommending that you do anything dangerous, but use your discernment and, you know, just be aware of this, okay? Because again, you know, these are very, very interesting times that we're in, and the message just cannot be clear enough, is that we need to be their protectors. And, you know, look at this gentleman. He's standing in front of the polar bear, and you see the polar bear is, you know, very, very strong, but, you know, we still need to protect them, right? Like, their children are so resilient, but that doesn't mean, you know, that they don't need us. And especially, you know, making them feel safe in their home environment, you know, and when they're crying, when they're upset, and even if you feel like it's silly or they shouldn't be scared, just hold them, just let them know that they're safe, that you love them. That's all they need, you know, and they'll feel that energy from you. And to be protective and to help them feel safe will just allow them to flourish. So that's really the energy of this card that I'm feeling. I'm just going to see if there's anything else that comes through. Now, I'm also feeling that this card is also asking us to call in benevolent, beloved of the highest order of divine love and light assistance, okay? So if you need help protecting your home, call on your angels, your dragons, your benevolent beloved angels, your benevolent beloved dragons, you know, to shield and protect your home, to shield even when you're driving, even whatever it is you need. If you feel that that's necessary, call in the help. We have so many helpers energetically here with us right now. So don't be shy. Please ask for help. That's the other message that came through. But be very specific when you're calling in help. Make sure that you only ask for the highest order of divine love and light, you know, angels or dragons to assist. you just be very careful, okay? Just be very specific and call in the highest vibrational energy to assist, okay? So that's card number 1. The next card here is the goat, and underneath, above that it says reliability. Now, what I find so interesting about this card is, look at these massive animals, right? Because we're talking about the collective energy of the children, right? So that's definitely coming through. And I think what I feel this card is coming through as is, when we're talking about reliability, what came to me immediately is the fact that when we say we're going to do something for our children, to show up and do it. Don't make an excuse. If you say, sure, I'll color with you, or I'll, go outside and play with you, please don't put them off. They need to see that you're showing up for them too. And, they just need that consistency and that reliability. They need that energy of, hey, I can trust that what is being said to me is going to be followed through, and I'm just going to see if there's anything else that comes through on this card. I'm seeing a very healing energy coming through as well for this card. So one of the things that has been coming to me over the last couple weeks is just opening our hearts more, being more present. But really, when we hug and hold our children, be present when you do that, and let your heart expand and let this love energy just envelop them. Because when we're hugging them, when we're, they can feel when our energy is not present. They can feel if we're thinking about something else, okay? That's not a good feeling, right? They're just like us, just in little form. So when we're getting a hug or attention from somebody, we want to know that they love us and that, they're present, basically. I hope that makes sense. And so, for instance, with my son, when he's little, he's a toddler. And so when he's sharing something with me, I don't ignore him. I acknowledge what he's saying. And when I hug him, I just feel it with every fiber of my being and just wrap him in that love, and I feel like that's part of what this card is saying as well, in addition to what I mentioned earlier. So that's card number 2. Let me just see if there's anything else that comes through. They want us to acknowledge that they have a very, very important place in our families, that their being with you is not an accident. No matter how they came into this world unexpectedly, it's not an accident. And they want us to know that their presence is so important, and it is so important more than ever to make sure that we're there for them, to hold them, to enable a safe path for them to thrive. That is our job as shepherds for them. And yeah, they just really want to be acknowledged and heard. Just please take time to acknowledge and hear them, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it's, just, I hope you get the energy that I'm putting through here, that's coming through, because I'm doing my best. It's just such a light, beautiful energy that's coming through. So that's card number 2. And the last one, and again, look at the white, the white energy, the purity, the innocence. Just, it's so beautiful. Last one is the horse, and above horse is freedom. A white horse, you guys. Wow. And you can just see the light just pouring through that doorway that the horse is passing through. And so immediately what stood out to me in this card, and what I need to be sharing, is we need to be giving our children the freedom to be themselves, to thrive, to, even if it's something we don't understand, even if it's something that we don't connect to, just giving them the freedom to be themselves and to shift. And it's okay. It's okay that they're grumpy sometimes. It's okay that they need to throw a fit. You know, we don't need to match their energy. We just need to hold space for them, right? So, and I know, trust me, as a parent, I'm not perfect. You know, I absolutely do my best to implement conscious parenting, but you know, we're human, okay? So sometimes they really know how to push our buttons, but in general, if you can give them the space to just express themselves, to be free. And the children that are coming in now are very in tune, and they're powerhouses of energy, okay? They're very, very special, and they just need that space to be themselves, to be free, and to be in joy, and to be innocent, you know. And if they don't like some of the things that you liked as a child, that's okay. You know, like, they're different, they're individual souls. They're just like you and I, you know. They're so unique, and they just need that space and that freedom to flourish and to decide what is it that they do enjoy doing, you know. Help them, give them ideas, give them the freedom to be themselves. And if they're introverted, that's okay. If they're extroverted and you're an introvert, that's okay. Just allow it. You know, it's not wrong or right. It just is. You know, it's just who they are, and who they are is perfect. And you know, I'm feeling like the more we give them the space to be themselves and not put them in a box, and not put them in, not try to make them, not mold them into what we think they should be. Let them flourish and become exactly who they're meant to be. And love them through it. Love them through their imperfections. Love them through their tantrums. Love them through, you know, if you have teenagers or older children who are mean and nasty, you know, I get it. It's difficult sometimes. They get that way, okay? But I feel like it's a defense mechanism when it gets to that point, because one aspect I feel is that they're just not being heard, so they will lash out if they don't feel like they're being heard or understood. I know that from firsthand experience. And so what I'm feeling is just allow their innocence, you know, allow them to be who they are, and just make it a safe place for them to be who they are, just a safe space, you know. And point out, I'm also hearing, point out the wonderful things that they do. When they do something kind, you know, encourage that behavior. Encourage the behavior from them that you know is going to assist future generations. If they love an animal, if they draw a beautiful picture, whatever it is, you know, just acknowledge it and praise that, because that is their individuality, that's their gifts. They're showing love, they're showing creativity. Or if they're silly, you know, if they do silly faces and, you know, they just don't care what anybody thinks, praise that. You know, that's a gift, right? Like, how many of us wish that we could just act silly like that and run around and not care what other people think about us, right? It's just so beautiful. And I just want to pause for a moment and see if there's another message that they want to come through. Yeah, they're saying that their mission is big. They have a lot to do. So a strong foundation and resources for them, they need that. And at the core of it, unconditional love. They need to play. They need to have fun. They need to be shown the beauty of this planet. I want to say a lot of children right now that are coming to this planet or haven't been here very long, many of them, potentially this could be their first lifetime on this planet. So show them what you love about this planet. Show them the beauty, especially if they're real little, you know, and instill that appreciation for nature and for what all that Mother Gaia is, because, you know, it's truly a miracle. It's truly such a beautiful thing. I know the fairies wanted to come through as well. I feel like fairy energy is very childlike, and I thought they would be perfect to assist with this message as well. So I'm going to tune into them and see what else they can share with us. Actually, I've been thinking about this fairy deck for quite a while. This was my first deck that I ever purchased. This is called the Mystic Fairy Tarot. It's a huge book that comes with it. Okay, just 2 today. Beautiful. This is the 10 of Wands, and immediately what jumps out to me with this card is their connection to what others would claim as fantasy, but what many of us here know is very real. The elemental realm, magical realms. You know, we are all magic, right? We are in a magical universe. So things like fairies and things like unicorns and things like dragons, those are energies that do exist, okay? And I know this firsthand, and many of my soul sisters and brothers and other brothers and sisters know this, right? Like, we've been connected in some form or fashion our whole lives, right? And so, you know, I want to convey with this energy is that allow them, you know, to believe in, even if it doesn't make sense to you, even if you're, you know, if you're here on this channel, you're open-minded most likely, and you're open to the magic of the universe, but allow your child to be open to that as well, and show them, you know, the beautiful magic of this universe. Show them that anything is possible, that, you know, they are very powerful creators, you know. And I'm just going to tune into this card and see if there's anything else that they want to share here. I'm also hearing that they need to be shown their own power as well. So helping them stand in their power, helping them create healthy boundaries, help your child or children to build that self-worth, that self-esteem, you know, and the ability to stand up for themselves and what they believe in. Beautiful. And the next card here is the Knave of Wands. And immediately what's coming through is sometimes children just sometimes they need some alone time. Sometimes, you know, if they're introverted, they need to recharge. They need to gather their thoughts. So if they need that time, allow that for them, you know, of course, in a safe space. Use your discernment, you know, in that way as their parent. You know, but what I'm saying is that not every child recharges by being in social situations. So allow them that space to be quiet, to go within, to, you know, if they want to play alone in their room, that's okay. You know, some children are just like that, you know, so just giving them space because they do know what they need. And if they have a space where they can ask for that, that's wonderful. Encourage that. Encourage them to tell you what it is that they need. And if you're not sure, ask them, what do you need right now? How can I support you? How can I help you move through this challenge right now? Sometimes it might just be being silly with them and making them laugh. Sometimes it might just be holding them, giving them a hug, letting them know they're okay, that they're safe, whatever it is, okay? Follow your heart with what they need and just make that space available for them. I'm gonna see if anything else comes in here. I'm also hearing that, many of these children are very, very intelligent and very in tune. So children can literally, see your soul. And so sometimes they may call us out on things as well. So when they do that, instead of snapping back, instead of feeling threatened or, letting your shadow side or that authoritarian side, that some of us grew up with, instead of letting that take over, show them that you can look at yourself too and say, I appreciate your perspective on that, and allow yourself to just be in awe in their intelligence, because the children coming here now are very, very, very intelligent and in tune in different ways. Some of them may not be what we would call book smart, but they are extremely intelligent emotionally, or they may be telepathic, or they may, they just know things. Many of them are empathic. So it's okay. It's okay that they're this way, and help them nurture this part of themselves in a healthy way, and don't try to snuff it out. Just see it for the beautiful, unique gift that it is, and show them emotional maturity from your side as well, because they do see they see through a lot, okay? And that's the energy of where we're going anyway. We're going to this beautiful energy where there's transparency, there's honesty, and these children are not afraid to speak their truth. And we don't want to snuff that out, okay? We want to encourage that, and we want to encourage integrity. We want to encourage honesty and curiosity, especially. Curiosity just came through huge just now. Like, nurture that, because curiosity and being in awe is that's who we are. That's a beautiful part of being human and this soul journey that we're on. So I'm just going to see if there's anything else that they want to say. They say, thank you for choosing this role in this lifetime with us. We know it's not easy, and there's so many factors that push and pull us. They're reminding us to come back to center, come back to our hearts, to come back to our own innocence and purity and our own joy and laughter. And it's okay to play and be silly. Even as their parents, they want us to play and be silly with them. So just make things as lighthearted as you can, and know that they appreciate you on such a deep level for taking this role in this life. And even if you're not a parent, these messages apply, because we all know children. We're all around them in some form or fashion. So please don't limit yourself with this reading to, oh, I'm not a parent yet. This doesn't, yes, it does apply to you. If you are not if you're an adult in any way, shape, or form, or a young adult, these messages apply, because we are here as shepherds to show them the way, and they're finding their own way as well. So we just need to make that space for them and make a safe, beautiful, loving space for them. So I know this was a longer reading, family, but I love you all so much, and I'm so grateful to be here in this space with you. And I hope these messages resonated and that you found some helpful nuggets in there. And if this resonates with you, please share this message as well. It's very important. The children are so, so important. And I love you all. Thanks for being here, and give yourself some love and a pat on the back for being here. Okay. All right. Love you. See you soon. Bye.